Hey guys, welcome to the tutorial on how to use Photoshop. In this tutorial will be divided into 3 parts, and I promise by the end of this you will know what to do with it. So let us begin with part 1 of this video. We will launch the Photoshop software. Okay, so the interface here will be differs from mine to yours because I use it this layout. Okay, if you guys are having a lot of tabs here, a lot of gadgets, not to worry. Today we'll be just covering the layers tab. So okay, before we start, we're covering 10 things in this video. So number 1 is briefing on the interface. Second is how to custom size a canvas of your liking. Third is how to transfer a picture. Fourth is how to resize and delete a picture. Fifth is how to unlock a picture. Sixth is how to close eyes of a picture. 7 is how to rename a picture. 8 is how to copy and duplicate photo. 9 is how to put the photo in a folder, and 10 is how to move between the layers. Okay, so let us begin with the Photoshop tutorial. So firstly, the interface. Okay, briefly, on the right side here is the layers tab, which when it's called a tab, you can actually press the layers, double click and open it and move it around anywhere you like even you can move it outside from the screen as well. Okay, if you were to happen to accidentally press cancel here during the Photoshop, you can press Windows here and press layers. Boom, is back. Alright, on the left side you can see a palette, which is what I call a palette because for artists for Photoshop, this is the brushes they use. Really nice. So yeah, today we'll be covering just these two buttons, which is this one is the move tool and this one is the rectangular marquee tool, which is actually a selection tool. Okay, some of you guys probably is attached here. You can just press the top here and drag it out, so you can move it around anywhere you like. Okay, so the top part here is nothing to talk about that much, but later throughout the video in part 2 and part 3 we'll be using a few, because it's not necessary to use everything because we are just normal users for Photoshop to get the job done. Okay, now second step is how to do a custom size for the canvas. So press file, press new, it will pop out this thing. As you can see here, my one is in custom because I used it before. This Photoshop is in 1080p resolution, but let's say if you are here, just press here, you can change anything you want. The international paper is useful because it's in A4 size and any size you want. So yeah, so right now we like to change this to pixels because pixels is like the universal for resolution screen on the internet. So for example, I would like to do a 1080p video. So 1080p resolution is 1920 by 1080. So you can see on the right bottom here, the size also changes, 5.93 megabyte. If I were to go for if I were to cut the 0, the size changed back to 607K, which is really small. So we're gonna make it like 1080p. So this is a standard 1080p screen resolution that you see on the internet. So yeah, okay, the settings of other things are just like so. Don't touch anything. If you were to accidentally touch to grayscale, then you press OK. Any photo on the canvas, when you transfer a photo, will be dark in color. So this is the cause of the problem, which is in grayscale. Wait, okay, now we go back to RGB color. And RGB, for you guys who don't know, RGB stands for red, green and blue. Okay, so you get everything set up, RGB, check everything, then you press OK. So here we see that the layers is blocking the canvas, so you can move around the layers, yes, but you can press alternate on your keyboard next to the start button and then you scroll outward with your mouse. So by scrolling out, you can zooming out the canvas, you can see the whole canvas view. Okay, So press alternate again, and then you press zoom, scroll in. You have to press the alternate all the time while controlling out the scroller on your mouse. Okay, forgot to mention that. So you can control the zoom amount like so. Press alternate scroller. Okay, done. So we got our custom size here, and this is 1080p, and you don't like to play around with this 1080p canvas. Why not make another one, which is file, new, and then go to, for example, I want to make a square, then the size will be the same, 1080 width, 1080 height. So it's a smaller picture, but it's very high resolution for 3 megabyte. Okay, you press OK, and you get a square. But if you notice that there's a tab on the top here, the second tab is for the logo, the same size, height and width, but the first tab just now, which is the 1080p tab. Okay, so I'm gonna close this tab because we're not gonna use this one, so we're gonna use a square one. Alright, so you can see here, we're gonna go for step number 3, which is transfer a picture. So how to transfer a picture? Normally people like use file open and so on, but I want to show you guys an example and the difference between these two. Okay, when you drag and drop from here like so, you can get a picture instant. You don't have to do anything. Yes. Okay, you double click back to make sure the size is back to normal. Okay, now you can move around this because you are highlighted on this picture. So this one is highlighted here. It's like you can change, you can't do anything because you know why? Because this photo is technically have a strong X lines here. So what you do is you press enter to escape from this X. So yeah, okay, now you can move it around. Now this layer blue is actually considered as I'm moving around this photo. I'm selecting this photo. As you can see, when you move from the desktop to this canvas, there's on this layer there's a black photo over there, right? So which is sort of like it's not, you know that this picture is from outside. So right now we like to open a photo from the file itself, open, and then you press this one, so you will brought into another tab. You can see here there's a smaller photo. I don't know where the canvas is, but now you're here. So what to do is you press back to the tab, which is here. You go back to your canvas. So you press this second tab, and then you'll be like, how to transfer this photo to there. So you pull out this one like so, and then you use this tool, which is the move tool, to press this photo and then move it, place it here. Done. And this one we no longer need it because we don't use it anymore. Press close, and then you can see that the size that I open manually is smaller than this. But does it mean that this small has more lower resolution compared to this? So let us go to step number 4, which is resize the photo. Okay, so I'm highlighting here at layer 1. So I'm gonna press Ctrl T. As you can see, layer 1 is selected, and when I press Ctrl T, we get this 9 grid point. Okay, so what you do is you press shift down, hold it down as I resize this. Don't let go of the shift button because it will become like this if you let go of the shift button. Okay, but not to worry, if you were to like this and you press shift, it goes back to the original aspect ratio of the photo. So yeah, you go like so with the same size on the right side. Okay, then you press enter to escape the 9 grid. After you press enter, everything is like no one touched the photo. It's just like so. Okay, now let us zoom in by pressing alternate and scrolling in again with our mouse. You can see the quality difference between the right and the left. Okay, what I can see here that the left is more white compared to the right side, because the right side has a photo that is taking out from desktop to the canvas, but the left side is properly transfer from file open. So you can see that the difference between these two. So we don't need this second photo which is coming out from the desktop. So we press this photo to make sure this is the right side. You can press the layers, this layer, and you can move it around. Okay, so when you know this is the picture that you selected, you press the button delete on your keyboard and the photo is deleted. Another way of deleting it is to go to pull this layer down and go to the most right side of to see the dustbin. Okay, alright, if you accidentally deleted it, you can press Ctrl Z to reverse back your step, or I go back to deleting. Okay, or you can press edit and you go for this undo delete layer, which is Ctrl Z as well, so not to worry on that one. Okay, so yeah, doing this, I press the delete button on the keyboard directly. I don't have to drag it down there, so I just press delete here. Done. So I go back to focusing on this layer, which is I can move around because I click this layer. Okay, I click this layer so I know what I'm pressing. It's that simple. Alright, so done with step number 4. So let us go for step number 5, which is how to unlock a picture. So how to unlock a picture, meaning that, for example, if you see this layer, you can see there's a lock here, means that this photo can be adjusted but not to an extent. So in order for you to unlock this photo is to double click it and then you have to press OK. Done. You don't have to see anything else or whatever, you just press OK, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, now you can do whatever you want. Okay, now step number 5 is done. Now let us go with step number 6. What does step number 6 actually means? Okay, when you see this eyes, so step number 6 is close eyes, meaning these eyes. If I don't want this layer, I can automatically, I don't have to highlight it, I just can press close by eye here and it's gone. Okay, so let us go with opening back the eye and closing this one, so the background is gone. So press this, both are gone. Settled. Okay, number 7, which is rename a picture. So I press layer. Oh, sorry. I go to the one that I want and I can double click here. Not this side. If you press this side, this thing will pop out. If you press the text one, it will be edited on the text. So you can see here, number 1, pick 1. Okay, settle. Okay. Alright, so rename a picture is done for step number 7. So let us go with step number 8, how to copy and duplicate photo. So I highlight this layer, and how to duplicate this photo is to drag it here. Done. So it's been copied. So it's pick 1, copy. Again, I take this and drag it right over here, this second tab. Okay, so it goes to pick 1, copy. Okay, if you highlight it here, you don't want to be highlighted, you can just press the outside here or here. This one cannot. Here. Okay, cancel that one. Okay. Okay, now we're going for step number 9, put in a folder. So you take the pick 1 copy, and then you drag it down to the third one, which is the folder. So you can see, boom, there's a name, group 1. Okay, you can even rename the folder by renaming it folder. So when you press this one arrow, it closes the one that you have, pick 1 copy. Okay, and you can use this folder as, for example, as the master folder. If I close this, the pic inside it as well is gone. That's why the shadow is shadowed by another one, it's not highlighted. If I were to press it back, it becomes that way. Okay, for example, if I close this folder and I have a lot of layers I want to clean up, I can put a picture in that folder. For example, just drag and drop, easy as that. So the whole 2 photos is inside this folder. Okay, so you press close like so, and you can, as like a control master thing, you can close the eye, so the whole picture is gone. Even so, if you just drag it here, even the background is gone. Alright, so how to move out from the folder? You just take a picture, highlight it first like so, take it out and drag it over here. Boom. So the folder will be still a folder with this content, but the picture here is just like any other picture. So I close the folder, so the whole folder and the background is gone, but now the picture that I highlighted is pick 1 is still movable. Hopefully you guys are not confused in this part. Okay, I think it's quite straightforward. Alright, okay, done. Now let us go with step number 10, which is move between layers. What does it mean? Like moving out from the folder, moving layers is, for example, again give you file. Okay, I can just drag and drop here, drag and drop this one, and I press Ctrl T to get the X thing. If I don't want the X, I press enter, Ctrl T. When you press Ctrl T here, you cannot touch anything else on the screen. Okay, you cannot resize anything. For example, like, okay, when you drag and drop the picture here, when you press Ctrl T, this thing is focused here, not anywhere else in this PowerPoint, in this thing. Okay, not anywhere else, only here. So you cannot press other buttons. They place the file first. See, even here you cannot press because you are on the X, so you have to press enter to make sure the X is gone, because the X means if you put Ctrl T back, you can resize the photo as you want. Okay, and press shift. Remember to press shift to maintain the aspect ratio. Okay, now you press, let go of all the buttons, you press enter. Now you have a photo, right? This photo is on top of this photo. So how to move layers is, for step 10, is to highlight here and to drag it down here. You can see a white line over there. Boom, now the photo is behind this photo. It's like layers, bro. Okay, hopefully this video has helped you a lot. So thank you for watching this video. Please support by giving a like and also subscribe to my channel for more videos. Have a good day. To continue, please watch part 2 on how to use Photoshop.